That's a good one to start on. Do you like magic?
Yeah.
What is it you like about it?
I like the skill level, and I like the to try and work out what's been done, but I actually really prefer it when I can't work it out. I just love the skill, because I know it's a trick, because I know because in my head I know it's not magic, that it's an illusion and that you're tricking me. I just love the fact that that's possible. And even when I've watched you do card tricks and I know how it's done, I still can't see you doing it, and that's what I find impressive.
Yeah. So when you say skill, do you mean skill as in, that's a skilled person to have to come up with the intellectual rigour to come up with that amazing secret, or is it skill as in how it's executed in terms of like the technicality of it, if that makes sense?
I particularly like the psychology of it, because I have a really big interest in that. And so I love the psychology of how easy it is to distract people, and how people think that they've really got it. You cannot distract me. I am on you. I am watching. We're completely unaware that you're actually making them do that.
Yeah. When somebody says, "I'm going to catch you out this time," and they look,
and they're going like,
"Yeah.
Yep,
cool," because I'm doing something over here.
Exactly where I want you to be.
Yeah, it's in Slidini said it, and it's one of my favourite phrases in magic. Actually, now you mention it, is the closer you look, the less you see. Yeah. Because you're so fixated on sort of like where you think it lies, and not looking to elsewhere. You need to kind of have a kind of holistic look and kind of be all over the place.
Yeah, and I love the fact that psychology is part of it, and that it's worked out, and that's probably one of the main devices you're using. Is in a sense is knowing where people's attention's at and where it isn't, because that's in a sense the only way you can get away with hiding this over there. You know, because at some point you've got to put the card under the glass, right? It has to go under there, and you have to physically do that. But it's when you do it and how you distract me from knowing when you're going to let me know that it's there, because that's what happens, right? You put it there at some point and you're distracting me, and then at some point you tell me it's there, and I go, oh my god, it's just
a lot of the times, Paul, it's not that I'm distracting people, it's just that people are distracting themselves because they feel like they chose to look in a certain direction.
Yeah.
So they believe their own internal voice or their own internal instincts more than, say, if I had something and I said, and I had a coin, I'll put it in this hand, and I was like, oh, the coin's in that hand, and now it disappears. You go, well, is it in that hand? And you felt as though you chose to look there. It was like a natural flow, and it felt instinctual to you. So that it's kind of like you deceive yourself in a way, because you're choosing to look and how you're going to select to pay your attention. Yeah. And you're kind of just like orchestrating that as a performer. You sort of like take a card, and when you say, right, show the card to everyone, now they're showing their card to all their friends. Now you can turn around and do anything, because everyone's focused on, do you know what I mean? So you can get ahead.
And they're making assumptions, of course, about, because you've done this.
Yeah.
Well, it must be in there, because that's what you would do if it wasn't.
Why would you do that if there was nothing in your hand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're just assuming. So you're relying on people's assumptions that certain things are given. But really, I love the fact that there's this, that it can be technically worked out. I love the fact that the psychology is a part of it, and I just mostly it's just the performance. You know, even if you know how that's done. I can't remember who it was. I was listening. I did at some point in the past listen to a really good magician talking about it, and he said, you know how you can have a thumb trick, so you get a plastic thumb that's the centre of it.
Yeah.
Is that giving too much away?
The first thing you get in a kid's magic set.
First thing you get in a kid's oh god, sorry, I hate to destroy illusions. Yeah, Father Christmas is real, by the way. Anyway, so that's the centre of quite a few tricks. But the bottom line is that it might have even been Penn and Teller or something, a fun tip. Yeah. So, but this guy was saying some of the very best people will actually be so audacious that they'll do it with one that's got diamond encrusted. It doesn't even have to be thumb flesh coloured.
Yeah, Paul Daniels do it with a red thumb tip.
Yeah. They do it with something so audacious that there's no way you couldn't see it if you saw it. But they're so skilled at making sure that you don't. That it doesn't matter what the thumb tip is. It's just it's a vessel to hold the note in.
That's a really interesting point that you make, because, and this isn't a name drop. When I went to go and see Paul Daniels at his house, the first thing he did is, because he's Paul Daniels, because you're sort of like, oh, it's Paul Daniels. Do you know what I mean? It's sort of like you're in awe of meeting like one of the people that you grew up with. It's sort of like, he went, hello, how are you, and all this kind of, and he was like, and he had a thumb tip on that was red and big, and all the other guys knew it. He said, and he kind of, it's like a prank in a way. He said, look what I can get away with, because everyone's like, oh, the thumb tip has to be so beautifully skin toned and all that kind of stuff, and latex to the skin and all this kind of stuff. And he said, no, you don't. You can just put like a big red thumb tip. I can go and meet people and no one will notice it, because I'm saying, hello, how are you? I'm paying attention. I'm misdirecting the attention. It's not about the prop itself.
Yes.
It's about how you're playing it, so to speak.
And that's a skill. And there's a certain audacity as well in doing it. If you said to me then, right, taught me a simple magic trick, I'd be bricking it. Because I'd be sure that you were going to work me out. I'd be sure that you were going to notice and I wouldn't get away with it. And that would, of course, completely scupper the trick, and I probably wouldn't, because you've crafted it, because I've crafted what I'm singing, or a magician has crafted that skill and done it over and over and over, just the way you practice an instrument or something. It's just that skill's impressive.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and you'll be notified of our latest videos.